sign of growth and emotional maturity is that you start showing up truthfully through your words, through your actions, without the expectation that your loved ones should always have a positive reaction to it. A lot of people live with this false notion that if they are working on themselves and they're learning to speak up for themselves, or they're learning to speak their truth and be authentic in their interactions with others, that it should automatically mean that that person should not be upset with them. But that speaks to you also trying to control that person's reactions. That if I say things this way and I communicate effectively, it should mean that I won't engage in any conflict. This is a really, false expectation that just sets you up for disappointment, and it still puts you at the mercy of other people's reactions. Because here's the thing, people are allowed to have their own experiences about what you say and do. Even if what you're saying and doing is not necessarily wrong, but people are allowed to have their own emotions about it. Let's say you're sharing something with your spouse and it took a lot of courage for you to share it, a decision that you want to make, and it upsets them because they see something in it that, that is hurtful to them, let's say. They're allowed to have their own experience about it. Can you sit with that discomfort? Can you sit with the fact that somebody has their own emotional experience about something? A sign of true growth and emotional maturity is that you know where you end and other people start. And you've built the muscle of sitting with the discomfort of someone being upset with you. This also applies to when your loved ones come to you and say, hey, this upset me or that bothered me. If you don't have the tolerance to hold space for others being upset with you, you're going to be reactive. And then instead of them just being upset, now you're upset because they're upset. So holding space and building the tolerance of being okay with people having their own feelings about things or being upset about things is really crucial. And it's a sign that you're growing and you're gaining that emotional maturity, and you're gaining your own sense of self, where you know where you end and other people start, and you're not taking on that which doesn't belong to you. You allow people to have their experience, and you know what your experience is, and you're not burdening yourself more than you can bear. This allows for better communication and allows people to feel like they're respected for their own emotions and their own experiences, and they're not being controlled and to have a certain reaction to what you say, because not everyone we should not expect that people are going to always have a positive reaction to what we say, to what we do, to our choices in life. Allow people to have their own experience about what you're doing and saying, and make sure that you're rooting yourself in, is it pleasing to Allah? Is what I'm doing right? Is what I'm doing in service of that person? Is how I'm communicating in service of my own heart, in service of that person? After that, leave the rest up to Allah. Give people the space and the time to process what you're saying and to have their own emotions about what you're saying and what you're doing.